Okay, hi YouTube. I've got a couple of quick games here for you, both using my Supreme Mist Arcanite Valley deck here. I figure I'd show you them together because they're not great. So, obviously starting off here, I'm against Agents. I've set Sangan. I'm going to grab Summon a Monk. I've got a spell to ditch and I have an MST, so I'm pretty good to go. Obviously he's double set and I've got double MST, which is just ridiculous. So I know I'm clear to go Summon a Monk as long as he doesn't have the effect failure or the max C. So, yep, looks like I'm good to go. I ditch the Miracle Synchrofusion, which does hurt. I do love that card. But with Blast Fan's effect, I get to add Birdman. I'll be bouncing the Summoner Monk, so then I can use him later. And I can go into the namesake, I can go into Arcanite. At first I think about putting him into attacking over and leaving myself with 2 counters. But because he's light and it's Agents, I'm scared of Honest. So instead I put him to defense and just pop him. I think that's the safer play. And we'll put more damage on the board. So, now in his go he just sets. And he plays Sanctuary in the Sky, which means he's not playing the Agents I would have assumed he was. And I think the set card could be a Galen Duo or a Marshmallow. Let's find out, pop it, and it's a Shine Ball, which suggests someone hasn't drawn particularly well, and as we'll find out later, he really hasn't drawn well. That's why this game's not brilliant, but it does show the different things that Summon a Monk can do in this deck. It also shows that I don't actually need the field spell to go off. With Summon a Monk I can, almost just with him and a spell, do everything I need the Valley for. Anyway, so obviously I attack with Scrap Dragon and pop the used Arcanite after, just in case there's a Tragodia or something like that. This time I'll pop before I attack, because Tengu can replace itself, and that puts a chunky bit of damage on the board. Here we go, his last turn, 700 life points. He needs something good to get past my Solemn Warning and effect failure. I think I was good no matter what he had, really. And that would be it. That's it. So in the next game that I've got coming up here, get to watch the close rock paper scissors. Obviously I lose, and he'll go first. And here if you see, I've drawn really badly. Doom is meant to be in the deck. Doom's there for tour guide plays. Blast Fan normally wants to be in the deck, but in this case I think I can get Blast Fan to the grave, hopefully, and then I can summon him with Monster Reborn, and that gets the Birdman, and then I can start to do things with the Mist Valley and Blast Fan. Here you see he started with card D, and now he's playing Jar of Greed, so we know he's playing an Exodia, a Chamber, and something like that. And here he sets 3, I think, and another card D. I'm going to Torrential to get that Blast Fan into the grave so that I can Monster Reborn and use that Mist Valley with the Birdman and get things going. So I go for that. I have no fear now. I've seen he's playing Chainable Traps. I'm really not worried that there's going to be any form of negation. So I just go all out as quickly as I can. And there you go. I go for the Birdman, special summon the Birdman, returning the Blast Fan, and Mist Valley effect. Obviously, I can then special summon another Birdman, well, another Blast Fan to get a Birdman to my hand. That sets me up for next turn. Here I could go into Black Rose, but there's no point because he's going to be running Chainable Traps. So instead, I put Arcanite in attack. Think about it for a little while. I'm so used to putting him in defense. But yeah, Arcanite in attack, and here we go. Go for the swing. At worst, I'd come across Magic Cylinders, and I'd be burnt a bit. But no, Waboku, which makes me doubt that I don't really know what this deck was. I popped the counters just in case they're something. I knew they'd be chainable like that, but I felt I had to see what they were. He's now under Reckless, so for 2 turns, those 7 cards in his hand, that's all he's got. Obviously, I've only got an Arcanite with 400 attack on the board, but I've got a lot more coming with Birdman and Winds in my hand. So he sets all 5. Still no fear. I think they're all chainable. I think it's chain burn, to be honest. And I can go through the works here and bring up a Tengu. Tengu would replace itself if there was the torrential there. Obviously Birdman's effect, bouncing a wind, means he's actually on 19 attack. So I swing with these guys before synchro summoning. I don't exactly know what I want to synchro into yet. I can't obviously go into Arcanite, but I can go into Fairy Dragon or Black Rose. And here you'll see, well, when I go into main phase 2, that I choose to go into the Fairy Dragon. And the thinking here is to thin my deck. Obviously Tengu thins it by 1, but then I can use Fairy Dragon or the Ancient Dragon's effect to gain life points if it is chain burn, and add another spell to my hand, so that if I do draw a Birdman later, I can carry on. But at this moment, I think I'm pretty good. He's low on life points. He can't draw, and he did nothing to me that previous turn. So what's he going to do this turn? In fact, he just ends straight off. I draw the heavy, and I think, well, actually, no, I attacked last turn. He did nothing, so that heavy can stay. He's not going to do anything. I attack, and he flips old poison. So I think he's going to burn me, but no. Instead, he's playing it to gain life points. And this is where it ends for him, really. He manages to survive because I didn't summon. I probably should have put something on the board. At worst, I could have made my Pot of Avarice live. But yeah, he's still locked onto Reckless, really, and I can't see him coming back. I go for my stroke in main phase 2 as a safe play, just in case he does run Dark Hole or something, and then I've still got monsters on the board. It's probably not necessary, and there you can see he gives up.